G'day everyone, welcome back to In My Shed. I'm BC. We're moving on with the regrinding of this fine thread tap and then repair on the mink torch if possible today. Got quite a few other jobs to do. I'll bring you in for a close-up in case you didn't see last week's episode, but this tap has been ground flat on the end to get rid of some special purpose grind by the owner. Took a lot of the damage off, but there's no centre in the end of it, so I can't put it on my tap grinding attachment between centres. So I've ground the end flat. Next I'll put it over into my form relief grinder, put the 4 lobe cam in there. I just hope it hasn't got too much drop. We'll see if we can't get a little bit of clearance behind the cutting edges and make it work. I've got it set up for axial relief only, but that will, as a byproduct, give you a little bit of radial relief, and we'll be able to check it to see if the grind behind the cut edges gets wider as you go further back around. So I'll close up now on the tap to show you in case you didn't get a look last week, and then we'll move over onto the form relief grinder. Okay, this is a close-up. That's as good as I can get, but hell, it's a lot better than the last camera. You can see where I've used the flared cup wheel to grind that flat. It was just a simple job of having the work head at 0 degrees and slightly off centre on the wheel. It's done a fairly good job. I'm happy with that. Only took a couple of seconds, so we'll move it over and give you a look on the other machine. Back again. I'll try not to get in the way too much. For those that haven't seen this attachment before, this is the cam ring here, and this is the locking latch. Just drop it into one of the locking slots in the back. Now this cam operates on a roller here, and this lever arm transmits that into axial movement. So I'll undo this locking screw. The whole rocking arm assembly moves back. Undo the tensioning nut. And as this is a reversible cam with the drive slot either side, you make sure you put it on in the right direction. I have ground some rather unusual looking countersinks by putting it on back the front. Need a rod for this one. Oh. I was a good friend of Superman last time I did that up. Okay, that's removed. Now there's a large washer and a cam. So it's not that big a job. So off with the 3 flute cam, on with the 4 flute, line up the drive pin. On it goes. Large washer. Now put the drawbar through. The drawbar is what holds the multi-jaw chuck on the front. And there we have it, converted to 4 drop cam. Slide the roller mechanism back in. And there we are, as my old man would say, cooking with gas. I'll see if I can find a collet to suit the tap shank. If not, we'll have to use the 6-door chuck. But that'll be a bit more mucking around, so I'll bring you back in a few minutes. Here we are back again, having another go at this tap. Okay, back again at the tap. I'll turn the grinder on. Sorry about the background noise here, but no noise, no work. Okay, we'll see if we can make some sparks. At least this grinder's not too loud. Okay, we're just barely touching off. Turn up the power. And again, just barely touching. Over power. Creep up again. There we go, first pass. And it seems like all four flutes are touching off fairly close. I'd say the tap is reasonably concentric, probably because it's got a fairly long shank. It must be sucked up in the chuck fairly far. Can't see anything yet. And because I've been doing 90-degree countersinks, but this is set up at 45 degrees for the wheel, so we should get a reasonable bottoming tap grind on it. And another power. And 3 of the 4 flutes touching off. Okay, another power. I expect that to take about 25 to 30 thou off to get a reasonable chamfer on the end of that tap. And so far it looks like winner winner chicken dinner. Okay, a little bit more. Very small contact area compared to countersinks. So it won't be generating anywhere near the heat. And already I can see that the land width is substantially greater further back from the cutting edge. It's probably got a little bit too much drop, but it saves me doing a complete reset up here. That's very close to done. I hope I'm not getting my big fat nose in front of the lens there. I've got to say that's easier and faster in setup than the tap grinding attachment, but I'm not sure that this is 100% as good. Okay, I don't want to over-grind it, so we'll stop there and inspect the handle there. Let's see if we can bring you in a little bit closer. Man, I love the zoom on this camera. There we are, that's about as close in as we can get. If I don't get too far in the way, if you look at the land, it gets wider as you get further back from the cutting edges at the front, and it's a hell of a lot wider at the back. There's probably a little bit more clearance than is needed, but I'll have a closer look, get my head in the way. Yeah, I would say for a 1mm pitch tap, that's pretty good. Okay, we'll get it out and see if we can't make a bit of thread and brass. Hope that was worthwhile. Please like and subscribe if you don't stay for the rest. Okay, back again, we'll have another try. This is a drill done for brass. Hopefully we can do a reasonable job. Okay guys, I've brought you back to have a look at this. A couple of months ago there was a big discussion on dubbing drills for brass, and I disagree with most of the comments that were put up there. You dub a drill by altering the rake angle on the flute of the drill, not by changing the clearance angle. And this drill I dubbed, I showed a few weeks ago, just with a 3-corner dressing stone, a couple of wipes up each flute, and this is a demo on how it does on brass. I've got to go 1 inch in with an 11mm drill. Oh God. Well, after 2 bad crashes, there's the drill, 1 inch deep in the brass, and it worked. Of all things, it was bloody right inside the Morse taper socket in the quill. Thanks Ray for picking it up and making me feel like a bell. We'll leave the crashes in for your entertainment. G'day, we're back again with the end of this episode. Job's done, tap worked beautiful. And you can have a good laugh at me. It's said that if you try the same thing twice and expect a different result, you're an idiot. Well, I tried that drill a second time and got the same result. Turns out it wasn't my regrinding. It was taper shake was covered in crap up inside the socket of the tailstock. Okay, well the end result is we're converting a Tweco number 1 to a early Binzel Tweco torch conversion. So this will go into the machine and a newer torch will screw in. It'll be up to the customer to sort all the other mechanicals out. I've put a old spare guide tube in the back end that he can cut the length. I think on the original machine the power cord goes on there, and the external gas line will probably go inside his old gas line and crimp up. So that'll get him making sparks. It's a very old CIG, I think a 135 wire wasp or something like that. And it was nearly $500 for a genuine replacement torch, so I balked at that and refused to pay it. Anyway, that's the job finished. So laugh at me, the drill did work, but on the 3rd try. Haven't had trouble with that much poo in the Morse taper socket, but then I lent the lathe out a few weeks ago, not sleeping sideways. That tap worked terrific. Okay, like and subscribe if you want. We put a second video up this weekend on steaming a traction engine. That was a lot of fun after lunch. Bye for now.